was really close to joining Manchester City. He had an agreement on personal terms. Pep Guardiola wanted Marco Cucurella. Hey guys, welcome back on the channel with Fabrizio Romano, as always here to discuss about the transfer market. Many things are happening, of course, these days with the potential free agents, with deals in countries where the market is still open. I will keep you posted on Diego Costa, on Milan and Pjanic, but not only, because today I want to tell you about 10 stories behind the scenes of the last summer transfer window. So let's jump into it together. And guys, the first story I want to tell you about all the things happened behind the scenes of the transfer market. The first one is on Marc Cucurella deal, but this time not about Chelsea and Brighton. I will do a specific video on that story, but this time about the negotiation between Man City and Brighton for Cucurella, because as many of you remember, Marc Cucurella in June and beginning of July was really close to joining Manchester City. He had an agreement on personal terms. Pep Guardiola wanted Marc Cucurella. But then what happened? That there was no agreement between Brighton and Man City for Cucurella on the value of the player, because Man City final bid was around £40 million and Brighton said no. But what I can tell you that behind the scenes, Brighton asked for this man, Julian Alvarez, as potential part of the negotiation. Alvarez on loan to Brighton for 1 season to complete the Cucurella deal between Man City and Brighton. The answer from City was very clear. No way. Julian Alvarez is untouchable. They received more than 10 requests from club to have Julian Alvarez on loan. The answer was very clear. No way. Guys, the second story is again about Manchester City, and it's about Bernardo Silva, because we know that Bernardo Silva has always been the main target as midfielder for Barcelona. Then the deal didn't happen because there was no official negotiation, no official bid, because Frankie de Jong never left Barcelona. But Man City had a plan B in case Bernardo was going to join Barca. And who was the player? Lucas Paqueta. He was the player wanted by Man City in case that Bernardo Silva deal happened. Do you remember that Paul Pogba was a potential target for Man City at the beginning of the market? That didn't happen because of Pogba's decision to go to Juventus. Lucas Paqueta was a serious option for City in case Bernardo was going to join Barcelona. So Bernardo staying is the best news for City. They are super happy. And then Lucas Paqueta joined West Ham on a permanent deal from Lyon. Guys, the third story is about Richarlison, new Tottenham player, because they signed him on a permanent deal from Everton. It was a quick negotiation, but in the night before the medical test of Richarlison with Tottenham, Chelsea tried to hijack the deal. They tried in a really serious way, also with, I'm told, Thiago Silva trying to tempt the player. But Richarlison made his decision. He wanted to join Tottenham. Everything was ready between clubs. Chelsea made a bid to Everton, but the best proposal was from Tottenham, and so this is why it didn't happen. But Chelsea tried to hijack the Richarlison to Spurs deal. The fourth story, guys, is about West Ham again. Gianluca Scamacca, new striker from West Ham. They paid more than 40 million for Gianluca Scamacca to Sassuolo, but in the final hours of the negotiation, maybe West Ham fans remember that this deal took a long time to be completed, maybe 2 days to complete everything, to have the medical, to sign the contracts, because Paris Saint-Germain wanted Scamacca for a long time, and they tried until the end, also the night before the medical, to change the story, to hijack the deal, and to sign Gianluca Scamacca. It didn't happen. West Ham are happy with their new Italian striker, but PSG were really keen on Gianluca Scamacca, and let's see what will happen in the future with Scamacca. Malacia discussing of hijacked deal. Do you remember that it was almost done to Olympique Lyon? He was ready to fly on a Monday to join Lyon and to have his medical. Then Man United hijacked the move and signed Malacia, who is already an important player for Ten Hag at Man United. But what I can reveal is that the day after the official agreement between Lyon and Malacia, also West Ham, before signing Emerson Palmieri, of course, long time before, tried to enter into the story for Malacia. They had a direct contact with player side, then no agreement Malacia-West Ham. He decided to go to Lyon, but Manchester United hijacked the deal, and so changed the whole story for the Dutch left back. Discussing of Man United, do you remember, guys, that week when Man United had many potential players on the list because of Adrien Rabiot deal collapsed with Juventus before signing Casemiro, because at that point of the market Casemiro was still not available on the market. Man United had a possibility, and it was Leandro Paredes from Paris Saint-Germain. Was one of the players offered to Manchester United. They wanted to wait a bit on the market after missing on Adrien Rabiot. They wanted to wait for Casemiro, and at the end they signed Casemiro, and they are super happy. But Paredes was one of the secret options offered to Man United. They decided not to proceed. Leandro Paredes always wanted Juventus this summer. He had an agreement on personal terms with Juventus, and at the end of the market he joined Juve for a new Italian opportunity. Nottingham Forest have been really busy this market, more than 22, 23, 24 signings this summer. Incredible work for Nottingham Forest, but they had also an Italian possibility. Yes. This is a new story. It is about Andrea Pinamonti, striker who signed for Sassuolo from Inter to replace Gianluca Scamacca, was an option for Nottingham Forest. They wanted to sign him. They had some contacts, but at the end it was impossible to reach an agreement, and so Pinamonti decided to stay in Italy at Sassuolo, but was one of the options in the list of Nottingham Forest. Discussing about other English clubs and Spanish clubs at this time. Arsenal are super happy with Gabriel Jesus. He's doing fantastic. He signed from Man City, but was a complicated negotiation because also Real Madrid were thinking of Gabriel Jesus, one of the favorite options for Carlo Ancelotti. Then what happened was not a direct negotiation, Real Madrid, Man City, or Real Madrid player on the contract. Why? Because of the passport situation. Now Vinicius has the European passport, and so Real Madrid have a spot free for non-European players. But at that point, Vinicius was still a non-European player, and this is why for Real Madrid it was impossible to sign Gabriel Jesus, but he was one of the players they had in the list. Arsenal are more than happy because now they have the striker they wanted. Another story, guys, is about Robert Lewandowski, because Barcelona fans are super excited with Lewandowski. He's doing fantastic. The impact with Barca, with La Liga award has been fantastic, has been great. But you know who tried to hijack this move? Chelsea, because many of you remember that last summer, before signing Lukaku, Thomas Tuchel wanted Robert Lewandowski. Then there was no agreement with Bayern. He was untouchable last summer 2021. But this summer, Chelsea tried again, thanks also to the great relationship with the agents of Lewandowski. But no way on player side. Lewandowski made his decision in the final week of February, in the first week of March, to join Barcelona, only Barcelona, to try La Liga experience rather than Premier League, and so this is why he joined Barca, even if they tried on Chelsea side. Thomas Tuchel is big fan of Lewandowski, but it was impossible to enter the race because it was already agreed on player side with Barcelona. So Chelsea tried to jump into it with Barca, with player side, but Barca was the only destination for Robert Lewandowski this summer. And then, guys, the final one, because we discussed many times about Liverpool, their idea on the midfielders, their potential plans on the new midfielder. And I told you yesterday about Tchouaméni as the option wanted by Jurgen Klopp before signing for Real Madrid. But there was also another possibility discussed internally at Liverpool, and it was Denis Zakaria was one of the names they discussed in the final week of the transfer window. Then Jurgen Klopp decided to go for different kind of player, for kind of quality midfielder than energy midfielder like Zakaria. They are completely different players, and so they decided to go for Arthur. Both of them were available on loan with buy option, but Liverpool's decision was to go for Arthur because of Jurgen Klopp more than Denis Zakaria, who joined Chelsea. And this deal was incredible because it started really 2-3 hours before the end of the transfer window. And so, guys, let me know your opinion on all these transfer market stories in the final days of the market, in the early days of the market, because it is about the whole summer. So let me know your opinion on all these behind-the-scenes stories. I wait for your comments here as always. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, and see you soon, guys, here on the channel. Subscribe, because we will be together the whole season.